At 17, Ronaldo was still a pouty youth in Sporting Lisbon. Messi was coming through, but he hadn't risen to these heights. 100 games for Barcelona before your 18th birthday.
Messi was, and the squad, he's in a different squad. This Messi's own was a harder team.
Yeah, the harder team, but all the same.
Because remember, that Messi team had Ludovic.
He had everybody. Ronaldinho, he had everybody.
One, and then two, I also think that they're not hyping him because they're trying to put pressure. They're hyping him because they're preparing him for the Ballon d'Or.
This is Sports Zone on Lagos Talks 91.3.
Ronaldo and Messi are supposed to be the go-to guys.
Yes.
At 17, Messi and Ronaldo were nowhere on the international stage. Hold on.
That's biology.
No. The only person that I can compare, and I'm sorry if it sounds hyperbolic and everything, but the only person I can lam out to, that's his name, who won a major trophy at 17. I think he was 16. He was 17 in that tournament. It's Pele. Because he didn't come on as a sub. He played a major role.
So I agree.
The boys' antecedents are there.
No, so I agree that winning a trophy.
I don't think it's overhyped.
Difference.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I don't think it's overhyped.
He won Spain. He helped them win, and Pele scored in the final.
Yeah,
yes. I can't remember what the Limao did, but it was integral to everything that Spain did. In that, so it is what it is.
Yeah,
it's factual.
It's
not hype.
It's not a hype.
It's factual.
It's not a hype. It's not a hype.
It's factual.
It's not a hype.
At 17, Ronaldo was still a pouty youth in Sporting Lisbon. Messi was coming through, but he hadn't risen to these heights. 100 games for Barcelona before your 18th birthday.
Messi was, and the squad, he's in a different squad. This Messi's own was a harder team.
Yeah, the harder team, but all the same.
Because remember, that Messi team had Ludovic.
He had everybody.
Ronaldinho,
he had everybody.
One, and then two, I also think that they're not hyping him because they're trying to put pressure. They're hyping him because they're preparing him for the Ballon d'Or. Because remember, all the front runners, if Barcelona should win the Champions League, automatically takes
front runner.
Becomes the front runner. Meanwhile, before it was Rafinha, but now they've stopped and they started pushing him for interviews. Why? Because they want him to be the front runner for the Ballon d'Or. That's what I think.
Okay. For all you guys out there that fancy yourself as sports betting aficionados and all our gurus, can you come back to me today, Friday, and tell me the finals of all the three competitions? That's the final, because all the semis are next week, Abi. Second leg semis.
Yeah.
So who can predict correctly the finals of the
Tottenham versus Bilbao?
Okay. Wish.
I said I just gave you a prediction.
I said wish.
Tottenham against Bilbao.
I didn't. Nobody you had the talk. I just said wish.
No, fair enough. I think Man United will be in that final, but Tottenham to win the final.
No,
Postecoglou always wins the trophy in the second season. And this will not be the first season he will not win it.
Whatever.
God will not let it happen.
You see, that's what he doesn't want to do. He's asking for predictions that are in his favor.
Wish and Judo wish. And besides, I said our listeners.
I'm not a listener.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Morning, Uncle Charles.
Good morning.
My name is Segun. I'm calling from Mojota.
Okay, morning, Segun. How are you?
Uncle Segun,
yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I never expected it.
I just hope that when they experience some funny defeat, ever complain, or at least they are trying for now. They are trying. And congratulations to Chelsea, because I've seen it even since the beginning of this competition that we are born for the conference trophy. So Chelsea is going on with the trophy, no doubt about that.
But I think either Betis or Fiorentina, there will be more teams. So.
Look at this guy. Yeah. Look at this human being.
I'm just saying.
He's a man.
No.
I want to draw your attention to what happened yesterday to Nottingham and this. Did you see the blunder that this guy made? I know, and in fact,
no. Everybody is.
No, but there were even two mistakes.
At least one mistake.
He made one. Somebody else made another one.
Yeah, everyone's allowed one mistake in a season.
Well, I just hope that
Allah he's been very, very consistent.
I think what you should have been talking about, Segun, is the fact that, look, because you were found in a situation, third in the table, doesn't necessarily mean that you're a title contender. The Premier League is a marathon, it's not a sprint. Now they've fallen off completely.
Yes. I don't know what happens to them. I don't know. I wish them well, but I don't want to wish them too well because Chelsea. I don't want Uncle Segun to laugh at us. So Chelsea is going to qualify.
You're
for
playing
Champions
Liverpool,
League,
but
no
Liverpool,
doubt.
that's 3 points. Now Liverpool will be they'll be celebrating their league win now. Abi?
All right, thank you.
But Chelsea, we are doing it this time. We're going for Champions League, no doubt.
Okay.
Segun, thank you for all that you're doing. Segun,
All right,
thank
champions.
so
Thank
much,
you
sir.
very much. Thank
All
you
right,
for
sir. Yes,
listening.
sir.
Thank you for calling in as well.
All right. So, what else is it that is of interest in the news hound?
I don't know if I know that a few days ago we had the story of the Ian Wright and Enya Aluko story.
We actually didn't take the story, did we?
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
I don't remember.
I thought we
didn't.
did 2 days ago.
No,
I don't remember
I thought we
it.
did 2 days ago.
no, we didn't
we
take it on the
No.
news hound. I don't think
No,
we did.
didn't. I have no memory.
Okay.
What's
You
the
know,
story?
but at some point, I thought it was worthy of discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's the story?
It's primarily about women's football, and Enya Aluko says the likes of Ian Wright, are taking up the roles that women should be playing in helping to propagate the women's game. Ian Wright took offense to that kind of statement because he claims that he's helped Enya Aluko in her career, and he felt betrayed. She then apologized, and Ian Wright publicly turned down the apology, which I think was
Reportist.
No, but I agree with him. I agree with him. I think that the way Enya put that story forward, you're trying to say he's taking women's spaces. And the question I ask is, are women not coming into the men's game? Has anyone said no, a woman should not do a man's
No,
game?
but women are often relegated to the background when it comes to football. We can't deny that. Yes.
No.
It didn't start today.
And in the women's game, because her argument for me is justified. Maybe she shouldn't have mentioned Ian Wright. But in the women's game, because you're trying to grow the women's game and afford more women the opportunity to rise up, not just in the game, but outside of the game, the way the men have, you should give those responsibilities to more women.
But are they doing that?
So making Ian Wright, and you can understand from a marketing perspective, making Ian Wright consistently do the women's game as a pundit blocks the door for a woman who could also rise up in that same position.
Yes.
So
I do agree with Enni's arguments.
So I've listened to your argument, and my own position is that number one, he's investing not just his time but his money also in the women's game. He's done a lot to promote the women's game. Enya Aluko has been doing men's game. I've never seen anybody complain when women do men's game. They're doing presenters are also women. I agree the number of men are more than women when it comes to this, but are women getting opportunities in the men game? Yes.
Not very many, Femi. Not very many.
My own is that she made a point. Maybe the way she put it was a poor taste, and she apologized.
She apologized.
Why would you refuse to take her
I
apology?
refuse. I refuse to accept the apology. Why did you think it? Why did you think it?
People,
Why do you think it?
People make mistakes.
There are different ways for you to know.
No. The thing is that people make mistakes. She could have said what she said out of deep emotion.
She could,
and then you apologize to the man, and he publicly says no. Abba, come on now.
No, she should have thought about it and said, you know what? We need more women in the women's game. That's all. Leave it at that. More women in the women's game. Leave it at that.
Okay, but at the end of the day, she apologized. You have never apologized to anybody before.
Me? I apologize to you every time now.
So why did you think it?
Why did I think it? No, because when I think
why did you think
no, because when I think what I think.
I reject all your apologies.
Have you never? Okay, let's even bring it home. Have you never offended your wife?
Oh, I have many times.
And you apologized.
Yes.
And she accepted.
And she didn't look at you. So
she has no choice. She has to accept.
That is
we're in it for better for worse. So that's it.
I think Ian Wright didn't do well.
No, I think that's a lack of grace. I think that's and a lack of graciousness.
I don't think he did well.
He should have be gracious. Somebody made a mistake, and
she was trying to be woke.
And I also think that even if you don't accept her apology, don't make it public.
No, but she
don't tell the people that I've heard of your apology, but I do not accept it.
ITV supports him. ITV is even standing behind him, saying, you know what, we support Ian Wright.
They didn't say I support. All they said was that Ian Wright is a notable figure in game of football, whatever. They didn't say ITV support Ian Wright. They didn't say that.
They backed him. They
didn't say that.
Support to him.
And it's even gone further because I think on Thursday there was a Women's Football Awards, which Enya Luko was supposed to be one of the co-anchors for that event. She pulled out of the event because of the imbroglio between her and Ian Wright. I think really that was very unfair.
I think you're right. I love you're right. You're right to bits, and I've actually had the privilege of meeting him before. Yes, I'm sorry.
I've been waiting for this part.
Goodness me!
Let us cook the Nike something 2018.
He let us cook it finish. Then he just said that.
Cool guy and all that.
Did you take a picture with him?
No, he was on his way out.
Did you
I
shake
just
him?
saw Neymar. Yes, I shook him. I just saw Neymar there that day as well. But
yes, just another name again.
Have you met Henry before?
Yes, no,
yes,
that one is
yes.
I already
but not one-on-one. But I saw him in Leicester Square when he just joined.
You just saw him
in Lagos.
Yeah. No,
Did you meet in
what am I
Lagos?
saying? You and I, should be you and I interviewed in Lagos now.
You and I interviewed him. Were you on the stage?
Yes, of course I was, Momo. Of course, right there. We sat next to him now. It was one of these beverage.
I think it was in the National Stadium, right?
No, it wasn't. It was Landmark.
Landmark. Okay. I thought it was
Then we both met Roy Keane.
we met Rio Ferdinand.
I didn't meet Ferdinand when
We
he
met
came.
Rooney.
Can we not leave? Let's not leave the subject, please.
I just
That's
want to
all
make
this
sure
name
that
dropping
let
is.
the progressive
But
know
I've
that.
seen Rooney at Goodison Park up close where Benedict did now. When he was taking a corner, they look like that. Yeah.
Did you shout, Wayne?
Yeah, nah.
Wayne.
We lost 2-0 that day, so it was cheesing me off. Anyways, so good. Messages.
Proximus Prime is on the line.
All right.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Picking way too young to drink alcohol or drive. Now, I won't make it a transition.
Can you
I don't
imagine?
understand the West, because if you
We
cannot
can
drive
get
and
too
you can't buy
civilized and
alcohol
become
without
primitive
it just doesn't make any sense.
at all.
Anyway, which is why I can understand why there are certain reactions in the West. People are going against certain liberal values
Yes,
because
yeah.
they feel like that's gone too far.
It has gone too far.
Yeah, congratulations to United, even
Thank
though
you.
this is coming from a bad belly position.
Boys, job half done, no, half time. After I did fear my boys, I beg.
Why?
I did
Is
fear
this
Tony.
humility that is the
Tony,
that
I
is the
did
thing
fear
that's
those boys,
sweeping me,
oh, I did
because
fear them. I
the
did
lack
fear.
of confidence. If you are before, I'm going to talk to you when I don't reach final.
Oh boy, half time, I beg, half time. Bikono, half time.
And then finally, for the World Cup qualifier thing, there's importance to add context.
Thank you.
The more the opportunities, the more the slots, the more the chances to get a chance to.
Thank you very
pick
much.
one, right? It's not diminishing those who have, but it just paints a picture to provide a better understanding. Now, it doesn't mean that they shouldn't have tried, but
They did try.
If we look at this place where we are now, we have 10 slots or more slots.
10
At least we
slots.
should be able to nick one.
No, but 10 if
Yeah,
you would.
nine.
Let's say
Yeah,
9,
nine.
9 established slots, yes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, well done, guys.
Then I beg, there's some Thomas from Ibafo called me yesterday. Thank you very much, Thomas, for reaching out to us. Charles made a comment about home-based players, home-based Super Eagles not qualifying for the World Cup in good enough time and all that. Fair point and all that. But we should remember, and that was the context that Thomas brought, in 78, it was just one slot. And we lost to Tunisia in the final round. In 82, it was just 2 slots. We lost to Algeria in the final round. So our boys were always there and thereabouts.
But when it mattered, we didn't do it. That's the point.
No, but
that's the point.
Do you know how many slots we have for Qatar last
But they
year?
got
With
there.
all our,
but they got there.
They got
and they
where?
didn't do it.
You
just said now that they got to the final space.
the final
and
hurdle.
they did not do it.
But last year, how many slots with all our famous home-based players?
But the point is that the
home-based
first
players
time that
for
we
Qatar?
ever qualified, it was as a result of reaching out to our foreign-based
It
professionals.
was a result
That's
of
the
having,
argument.
No, it was a result of having more
Qualifying
slots.
for
How
the
many
FIFA
slots do
World-
we have in 94?
It does not matter.
No, it matters. It matters.
Doesn't matter.
You have to give
The
context.
point is that you got
know
the point. The
how
point is
many
that the
slots-
reason why we slay them Osime is that they got to the last slot. Just defeat Ghana and make it to
Let me
Qatar.
check. How
They
many-
could not.
How many slots do we have in
They
94?
could not.
How many slots do we have in 94 for Africa? At least 3 or 4.
3.
3. So then it was easier. It was tough.
It wasn't easier. It wasn't easier.
It was easier.
It was not easier. It wasn't easier.
It was
no,
easier.
That's not a. That's not a good
if
way
you
to
want
define
to
it. It wasn't
give out
easier.
Information, give correct.
It wasn't easier.
It was easier.
It was not.
When there's only one slot, and when there are only two slots, and when you have 3 slots,
the point is that they got to the final. They got to the last stage of it, and they could not do it
because there was
between Nigeria and their opponents. They had to take one slot, Abi, but they got there and they could not do it
because there was only one slot.
What kind of argument is that?
Because when we qualified 94, there were 3 slots, so it was easier. It was easier to qualify.
Wow,
but they're harder teams now than they were then in terms of technology and development. In terms of technology and development.
What other teams? Biko. Context. One should always give context to every.
There's no context to it. It's the reality right in front of us. The same local boys got to the finals of the Championship for African Nations, and they still couldn't win it.
That's Chan.
That's Chan. It's Chan, not for home-based players.
Disrespect.
It's for home-based players.
Or underestimate or underwhelm the efforts of those boys in the 70s and 80s.
And let's not also in any way wish away what they did in 1994. Because it wasn't easy. Whether it's 3 slots or whether it's 30 slots,
it was 3 slots.
It's not easy.
So it was
how many confederations do you have in Africa? 52.
And there was a time in 1978 there was only 1 slot. So So Thomas, thank you very much for pointing that out.
But in 82 there were 2 slots.
82.
We're defending champions. Defending champions of AFCON.
2-3. So is there no difference between 2 and 3?
No, but I'm saying
I'm not taking anything away from the 94 squad, but I'm just saying where you have more slots.
No, but I'm saying that if you were champions of AFCON in 80, by 82 that team cannot be poor already now.
Sorry?
If you were champions by 1980, by 1992. Your qualifiers have started already from 1980.
And we lost out to Algeria now in contention for the second slot. We lost out, and we didn't. It's not that we fell away. We got to the final stage, just as our boys got to the last stage against Ghana in the last outing. Not like this one now that we're.
Who did we lose to in 78?
In 78, Tunisia. We beat them. We drew goalless away from home, and I think that was the famous. Was that Odia's own goal? I think we lost to them 1-0 at the stadium. Fantastic. I remember the game. Muda Lawal. No, it was Udia that saved. Okala was beating, stopped the ball on the line. You understand? Waved everybody forward. I don't know. Those were the days.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
This is Ahmed.
Who that? Ahmed.
So I just want to congratulate Man United.
Thank you, Ahmed.
And the icing in the cake for me was when Ahmad entered. So at least we are well prepared for the final.
Oga,
so we watch out for
Ahmed, let's not be like Asta fans. We have a semi-final next week. You understand? Me, I'm not underrating Athletic Club.
The final. I don't know what they want to use to come and beat us.
Ahmed, okay. No. Ahmed, okay. I've heard you.
There's nothing happening there.
All right, Ahmed.
Thank you, guys.
All right, yeah, take care. Hey, yes, glory United. Yeah. There's a second leg. I'm not taking anything for granted. There are too many haters around.